This is the V848 from Votatu, a combination high-intensity 1700 lumen flashlight, green laser, infrared illuminator, and IR laser. And if you hit that like button, we'll find out if this is truly a poor man's PEQ 15 or just airsoft cosplay. Let's keep this unboxing short so we can just see what you get inside the box. This is the Votatu V848 flashlight, laser, and infrared illuminator. It is essentially a civilian PEQ box, or PEQ box, depending on how you want to pronounce that. All metal construction, about 4 inches long, about 2 inches wide, and only about an inch thick. It does have some substantial weight owing to the all-metal construction and to the internal batteries here. On the other side we have a Picatinny rail adapter, and this is actually removable. There's 2 holes at the top here, and in there are 2 hex bolts that you can unscrew, and you can remove the Picatinny adapter here, and you can run this directly with included screws directly onto an M-LOK hand guard. Now this unit has a flashlight, 1700 lumens. It has an infrared flashlight or illuminator. It also has a laser output, both in visible green and infrared, and the controls are on the top as in a dial. So you have your off, 2 positions of off on opposite sides of each other. Rotating it, we have the green laser, and that's our activation pad here, and it also functions as on or off, and if you press it down, it's momentary, and keep it pressed, it's momentary only, or tap it to have it on the entire time. And you have a laser and white light, 1700 lumens, or just the white light, and you can also double tap for strobe. And rotating it all the way around, you have your infrared laser, and you can kind of see that here. Kind of see that. There we go. Yeah, you can kind of see a little bit of that there. You have your laser, and you have your infrared illuminator, and just the illuminator. And you also have a little display in the back to show you your battery charge level, which is useful. Now this is a proprietary recharging port here, and this is a magnetic port. You just clamp that onto a USB port to charge it, and the other end is magnetic. Just slap that on there and it sticks on. There's a little LED at the back. Red means charging, green means fully charged. And there is also a secondary activation via a remote pressure pad. If you look back here, there is a little flap with a port, and do have a pressure pad that comes with it. Fortunately, it only has 1 length on it, but it does come with a pressure pad, and you just insert it there, and you can activate it via the pressure pad. You can also activate the strobe, double tap that. For the laser, you can adjust your windage and elevation to zero it out for a particular rifle using this is the adjustment screw for your elevation and for your windage. And let's just take a listen and see if this indexes. It does. Tactile positive. You can hear it and feel it. And that is your windage. I didn't see there what exactly the adjustment is on this. I'm guessing this is 1 MOA per click. You'll see that in the specs if I can find it, but otherwise your guess is as good as mine. Overall, it seems pretty well constructed, seems pretty solid. Don't see any faults or any blems on the overall design. We'll get this mounted up and we'll give it a good test. I fully recharged the battery before starting the test and let the unit run for about 10 seconds to warm up the battery chemistry. As you can see, my testing rig is not a NASA-designed scientific instrument, but I have calibrated it to a reliable 100 lumen light source. and that was blindingly bright, but the cameras automatically step down so that we can see some detail in the beam. The hotspot's a little bit wider than 3 feet at this distance, and you can see the edge of the beam spill as I'm tilting the flashlight up and down, and it's getting quite hot in my hand. Okay, this is the white beam. White beam with the laser, and just the laser. Since my eyes and my normal camera cannot see in the infrared spectrum, we're going to be using my night vision security cam. Here is the infrared illuminator, and this is the IR laser. I mounted the unit with its pressure switch onto my AR, and testing at the range, I found that it held 0 and provided good steady illumination. And looking through a 10 power LPVO, we can clearly see the green laser dot from a distance of 100 yards. Alright, let's talk about the V848, and I'd like to thank Votatu for sending this out for me to test, and thank you for hitting the like and subscribe buttons. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, well, what are you waiting for? It's free, it doesn't cost anything, and it just takes a second to hit the like and subscribe button, so thanks for doing that right now before this video ends. Now, the V848 is pretty much a poor man's L3 Harris PEQ box, or do you pronounce it PEQ box, or PEQ box? I don't know. Let me know in the comments how you pronounce this. But yeah, it's like a poor man's PEQ box, though I am not going to claim that this is as durable or as reliable as an L3 Harris. But in terms of what they're claiming it does that. It is super bright with a flashlight that outputs 1700 lumens. It has an infrared flood beam as well as an infrared designator laser, as well as a green visible laser. The only thing that doesn't have, as far as what I would like, is a red beam, but you know, that's a bit of a pet peeve on there. In terms of its size and weight, it's got durable all-metal construction. It is actually a little bit lighter and smaller than a phone power bank. In fact, it is about the same weight as my traditional tactical light rifle light here with an 18650 battery inside of it. This unfortunately does not have a user replaceable battery, though I'm sure the weight is probably all battery on here. Though it does have a useful display screen in the back to tell you how much of a battery charge it does have. I wish, though, that this had a USB-C charging port for that battery. I wish it was there was one other way to charge it other than the magnetic charging port that does require a bit of a proprietary charging cable. So yeah, that's a bit of a downer as far as I'm concerned. But what is positive on this is the price. It's very affordable at less than $100. So if you're interested in picking up one of these, and certainly at that price you could buy a bunch of these as replacements. So there, you have that option as well. You can find more information in the video description as well as in my blog post at moondogindustries.com. So thanks for checking that out, and thanks for taking the time to check out this video. God bless. Moondog out. What did you think of the video? Leave me a comment, and you can always chat with me on X, Facebook, or Instagram. You can find useful links in the video description and check out my other videos, channels, and my website, moondogindustries.com.